Fora TV. The world is thinking.
I was at your farm yesterday, as you know, you don't know, and I met the goats, and I met the chickens, and I met the rabbits, and Novella's incredibly tender with them, and the goats she holds in her arms, and they're what are they? What kind of goats are they? Nigerian dwarf goats. They're small goats, really really cute, and she knows their names. You've named them and you hold them, and yet, you know, something like what I described is part of the process, right? You eat them too.
Yeah.
So how do you square those two things? I didn't know these chickens as well as you know your goats.
Right. I think, yeah, while you were reading, I was thinking about that. I have never killed enough chickens or any animal on my farm that I've ever felt like it's a routine, because I'm mostly just making food for myself, my family, and friends. And I think that's part of why when you start to upscale, you know, when you start to go like to the next level of providing meat for people, you get some kind of, it becomes anonymous, really, you know, those chickens don't have names. And some people are more comfortable with that because because there's that image of like a pet. If it has a name, it's a pet, and thus you don't eat it. But I'm sort of like edible pet, you know? It's like you have it around, and I mean, and I'm just I'm joking. I'm joking, kind of, but at the same time, it's like, and I've been accused of being psychotic for doing this, but I think it's really important to love the animal that you're going to eat. I mean, love it not in the way that I love my cat who sleeps on my bed and is in my house constantly and looks for attention from me. Whereas other animals like the rabbits or the chickens, which are total prey animals, really, they got their eyes on the side of the head, that's sure sign. Those animals have been raised over thousands of years to be food for us. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having them in the farm, loving them, feeding them the best food that I possibly can, and then gently killing them with love. I think that actually makes meat more of a sacrifice, which is what it's, in my opinion, should be. It shouldn't just be a casual dalliance that you just decide to eat a bunch of meat and have a huge steak or eat chicken every single day. So it kind of makes meat more special. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of my approach toward it.
And how do you do it?
Well, there's various methods for the different animals. For the chickens, I usually use...
But I mean, I don't mean necessarily technically, but like with I mean,
I could get a diagram out if you want.
No, I don't think people want to go there.
No.
But I mean, with any kind of sense of ceremony?
Yeah, I do a ceremony, which is, actually had some chefs come to my house the other night. We did a wonderful dinner at Ekolo to celebrate the book. And so I had some chefs come over.
So you moved to the front of the house at Ekolo, I think.
Yeah, finally. Huh. I never dreamed it would happen. But and so I showed them how I kill the rabbits. And it's very much, you know, we burn sage, which is just sort of a cleansing thing. And the reason I feel like there should be a ceremony and a thanks for the life is that not so much necessarily that it's for the animal, but it makes us feel like it's okay. It makes you stop and breathe and say, wow, this is a big deal. And so I think by making it special, it makes the act of killing something seem like it's part of life. It's part of that cycle. You've seen the animal born. It's lived this life. It's had funny moments, you've held it, and now you're going to hold it for the last time, and it's going to pass on, and then it's going to feed you. So it's sort of that, it's a, you know, to have it be an intense thing is okay. And I think having a ceremony is really nice just because it, you know, releases, it's like you don't, otherwise you have separation, you know, you have that kind of moment of, you know, this is me killing the animal now, instead of like you're walking down the street, you pick up an animal and kill it. That seems crazy.
It is.
So it is, thanks. I thought so. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.